wanted to thank you for this because this is required now.
It was pretty easy to get to.
Well, good
It was
evening,
nice. Had to
everyone.
do
Thank
all
you for
the-
making it. On my agenda. Are you ready? Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe so. There we go. You can have your phone. Here it is. Okay, it's past 6 o'clock. It's like 6:01. I'd like to call the notice of the regular meeting of the Palomino Valley General Improvement District to order for Thursday, February 19th, 2026. This agenda was corrected with one agenda item addition of item 4E. We have to start with our regular meeting, and we have decided to start this with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Road
believe.
call first.
Roll call?
Roll call.
Okay. Roll call, please.
That is Gordon.
Marshall Todd.
Julie Osborne.
Craig Dennis, we have a quorum. Thank you.
And now the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, public comment on matters not listed on this agenda. Yes, sir. Tom, say your name.
Tom Baker, 2200 Right Hand Canyon.
Got it.
I would like to know if I'm correct in assuming that the boundary of the GID on Wilcox Ranch Road is at Mid Road and where it meets up with the Wilcox Ranch Association.
Well, boundaries, the chargeable area, I believe. And it says in the, in order to run for, if you're talking about running for public office, you must be a resident of Palomino Valley. And that was it.
Well,
Yeah.
on your application, it states that you have to be a resident inside the boundaries of the GID.
Yeah, well, that boundary extends all the way out there because those people pay just the same fees as we do for.
So there's no real boundary then.
You could say that. It's the valley. You could take the geopolitical area and say, yeah, that's the boundary. My dad used to take and say it's the water boundary. There's lots of different boundaries, but generally, if you have to get a USGS map, this area incorporates the water area too, so it's in this area. So if you live up on the top of the hill and you're on this side of the hill, you're in the.
Where's it end going towards Pebble Creek?
Pebble Creek? Oh,
I mean, if you're headed that direction, how do you determine your actual boundaries?
I can't get into it too much. It's public comment, so.
Okay.
There are boundaries and they do go out there.
Basically, it's anyone who pays taxes in the PVGID area. And so when that stops, then you're no longer part of that, part of the PVGID.
And it's not necessarily it's stated in when the GID was created that
Yeah.
you have to be a resident here. You didn't have there are some people that don't pay taxes on this and got exemptions and they still could run for office.
Because they live in the area. You're right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Brian Commander, 645 Serenity Place. If you go out on the Washoe County GIS,
there's no hamburger menu up in the upper left-hand corner. If you click on that, there'll be a drop-down. And in one of the menus, in one of the selections in the drop-down will be districts. If you click on that, you will find the Palomino Valley GID. You click on that, it shows all the boundaries.
Well,
Thank
thank you. You're ahead of me.
You're welcome.
Any other public comments right now? Okay. Okay, public comment. And now we're gonna do interviews in consideration of applicants to fill vacant trustee position. That trustee position, we left John Patterson, you decided to, I guess, move to Oklahoma, you do somewhere, yeah, far away. So I wish you luck. And, let's begin this interview period. What we did was I took together and put, everybody's got one of those. I put out a set of questions trying to be fair, so we'd ask the same questions of everyone. And we're gonna do it in order that the people requested to be part of this trustee, as a trustee. So who's the first person?
Derek Perkins.
Derek Perkins.
I don't think he's here.
Yes, sir. You do.
Oh, there he is.
So,
You got a hot seat or just, you gotta do it?
well, you just.
Stand up, tell us about yourself.
Stand up, okay. Tell us your name.
Derek Perkins, live off of Wild Horse and Whiskey Springs. Been out in the valley for shoot.
Okay, now we have some questions. You ready?
Oh,
One,
Did you want me to stand up and tell about myself, or
if you like, yeah.
that's what you asked me?
Well, we'll go through the questions and then you can
Sure.
or you can start first, because what skills and experience, and so that goes into all those.
Yeah, you asked me to stand up and tell.
All right. What interests you in serving on the Palomino Valley GID board? Sir?
Interests me about the roads and other citizens' concerns and taking care of them and keeping them first.
Okay. What do you see as the most important responsibilities of a trustee for a road-focused district like we have?
Repeat that one, please.
What do you see as the most important responsibilities of a trustee for a road-focused district?
Transparency, number one.
Okay, that's good.
Hard work and honesty.
Thank you. Anything you want to add? Don't forget, you can add anything to those questions I got. If I didn't fill them in, so feel free. And item 3, how would you approach prioritizing road maintenance with limited funding?
That'd come with experience and knowledge. With my background, I feel like I can help out in that aspect with limited funds and getting the roads done correctly. Spreading it out to where everybody's happy.
Difficult to do. Good answer. How would you handle disagreements or differing viewpoints in a public setting?
By listening first, listen. Be non-biased and listen to both sides and come up with a mutual ground that everybody can agree on or try to agree on. Work through it because we are community.
I like it. What skills, this gets back to where we are, the first question, what skills or experience would you bring that would benefit the district and its current road system?
I've been in construction my whole life. Been doing the heavy civil and equipment, dirt work for quite a while. Been on
I got a question. What's your favorite piece of equipment?
probably the dozer and grader.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my favorite. But, yeah, I've got plenty of experience. I've managed from small crews to 75, 80 guys plus. And it's been challenging at times, but you learn and grow with whoever you're with, and that's what I want to do here.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Anything else you want to add? Next interview, Robin.
Tom Baker.
Baker, your turn. You ready for the questions? Or you want to start just saying stuff?
I'll let you do it.
All right. What interests you in serving the on the Palomino Valley Board?
I'd like to attempt to help the board create an atmosphere where everybody works together and to get the most for your money for the people of the valley by making things run efficiently, not wasting money on special interest projects. And try to listen to all the people, but like you just said a minute ago, very difficult to please everyone.
And what do you see as item two, what do you see as the most important responsibilities for the trustee?
Come to every meeting, for starters, participate, make your ideas known, listen to the public comment, and try to put both of those together somehow.
Sometimes I have trouble with that. 3, how do you approach prioritizing road maintenance with limited funding?
Use the equipment that you already have, sell off equipment that is not needed, try to use mostly our own materials that we have in whatever circumstances we can, and just make it run as smooth as possible and get the most for your money out of the run.
Okay. 4, how do you handle disagreements or differing viewpoints in the
I just
public
beat them up.
You beat 'em
No,
up?
that's a joke.
Well, we know we've had our rounds, so it's not
No, I think I did an awful lot of listening to a lot of nasty shit that was said about me, and I don't think that I fought back very much at all. So I believe that you have to listen to everything and take everything with a grain of salt.
Mm. And last question, what skills or experience would you bring that would benefit the district and the existing roads?
Well, I've been on the board before, I've completed ethics training from Pool Pack, I've completed open meeting training from Pool Pack. I've run a lot of heavy equipment. Basically that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right.
Wayne Mortensen.
Wayne Mortensen, there you are. Right here. You did bring him in, huh?
I did, I made it drive.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you a brief intro to myself. My wife and I bought property here in 2016, developed the property and lived full-time here. This will be our 6th year here now, so relatively new to the valley. I'm retired and I worked for a major aerospace company as a mechanical engineer. I worked as a first-line engineer manager and senior manager. So I've got a lot of skills in employee development, communication, doing large-scale projects, those types of things. And I guess for your first question, to answer this, I actually before I applied, I went back and looked at the meeting minutes that are on the website from 2011, just to see what kind of issues the board faced, how they dealt with them, and how they engaged the community along the way. And I saw I was pleasantly surprised. I saw a lot of examples of what things could be deployed to work better with the community in areas of planning, execution, and communication. So what interests me in the board is bringing my skill set to the board to be able to help identify and deploy some things the boards have used in the past that actually work well with the community.
Okay. And what do you see are the most important responsibilities of a trustee for this
Yeah.
road district?
Number one, maintaining open dialogue with the community. When community members come in here and take time to come in and speak about an issue, what they want to have is 3 things. They want to be heard. They want the board to acknowledge that they've heard what they've said, and they want the board to take some type of an action. I think that is really important for the board to have a community member leave the room feeling like they've been heard and something is going to happen with an issue they felt important enough to bring to the board.
Very good. How would you approach, how would you approach prioritizing road maintenance? Again, with my favorite subject, limited funding.
Well, you have a level of maintenance criteria. It's predicated on the number of cars that use a road. And so you would prioritize, road maintenance based on the use of the road, number one. You also would prioritize it based on the community coming in and identifying issues that need to be fixed. Small issues, potholes, for example. And then you would try to, communicate, I'll just say communicate. This is the number one thing the board can do to better interact with the community, is communicate. And there's a lot of examples previous boards used to do that.
And how would you handle disagreements or differing viewpoints in the public setting? Sounds like the aerospace industry might be pretty private.
There's de-escalation techniques we've used, I've been trained in. But really, the important thing when you have a disagreement is you need to state the opposing view or views. Once you state the opposing views, you can either agree to disagree or you can table the issue for a future discussion. But the important thing is you state each opposing view, so the person who's even providing the opposing view hears what it is, and they may even decide by stating it that it's not exactly as opposing as you might make it out.
Oh, Dale Carnegie had a great expression. Just always speak in terms of the other person's interest.
Yes.
He was brilliant that way. He had more millionaires working for him than anybody else in the 30s. Okay, 5. What skills or experience would you bring that would benefit this district and this road?
Well, I've got 32 years experience managing projects, developing employees, and problem solving. You see the board's issues, a lot of the issues are just problem solving, whether it's a financial problem to solve or a road surfacing problem to solve. It's all about solving a problem. But also the ability to communicate back to the community such that they feel like they are being heard and acknowledged, and they have input that's valuable to the board.
Thank you. Very good. Robin.
Brian DeMembro.
Brian, your turn. State your name, please.
Brian DeMambro,
Okay.
645 Serenity Place. I think everybody on the board knows who I am. I've been, my wife and I, we've been in the valley since 2003. I've been living here full time since 2006, so we've been here for about 20 years. And every day, any day we go in and out of the valley, about 8 or 9 miles of my driving is on dirt roads. It's not off a chip seal. And we do understand, I do understand about how the roads work. I've been on the roads and they've been horrible. I have been on the roads and they haven't been maintained well. And I've been on the roads and they've been maintained wonderfully, like I see that they have been here over about the past 10 years. And I'm really thankful for that. I've worked in the valley on different committees and projects. I was part of the Save Our Valley community that helped prevent having windmills put up on our ridges. I'm an elder in the church here in the valley, and we've done a lot of work with supporting the volunteer fire department. I just love it out here, and I love the people out here.
Okay, 2. What do you see as the most important responsibilities of a trustee for this road district?
I would say that the board has 2 major responsibilities. One is a fiduciary responsibility for the monies that we do have, and to make sure that those are spent, based upon the the primary reason for this board being and this district being, which is to maintain the roads. And do that in a responsible manner that, brings value to the valley. We have to understand who our customer is. If I could put it in that, that way, it's our neighbors, it's our friends, it's our family, it's everybody who drives around you here. All right, and we have a responsibility to them to spend what little money we do get in, and I understand that.
When our sewers are, I just said, thank me every time you flush your toilet.
And, the other thing is that, we need to look forward as to what challenges might be coming down the pipe. All right, and be ready to have some type of strategy or plan in place to be able to execute that. So, we don't get caught short. And that's kind of like that flood we had out here. What was it, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
Oh, yeah, two, but yeah.
That was difficult.
Yeah.
That really was. And I was really thankful and impressed with the way that the GID handled all of that. Too. I mean, we were cut off for 3 days.
That was a pretty good excavation the water made along that side.
Oh,
of the road.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, how would you approach prioritizing road maintenance with limited funds?
I'm actually a big advocate of the level of maintenance. All right, the ones based upon traffic. You need to make sure that people have to evacuate, have the ability to do that. All right. And when it comes to the roads that can continue to be paved or chip sealed, I actually see that is money well spent, in my opinion, because it means they don't have to be graded. If you look at the 12 miles of chip sealed roads that we have, if we were actually going to be grading those, by the time you get finished with one, you have to go back and do it again, right? So anything that we can do, spend money in a very wise and fiduciarily responsible way to be able to reduce the amount of maintenance that has to be done, on the main roads, I think that will help. It really would be great if we could get more money in.
And how do you handle disagreements or differing points of view in the public setting, item 4?
Well, we have to be respectful. Listen to everybody, and we can be direct. We can stand on our points, but we need to be respectful. And when it comes to the board, if there is, once a decision is made, the decision is made, we go in line.
And what skills or experience would you bring that would benefit the district and this road system?
Well, I would say a part of that's going to be the amount of time that I've been in the valley. All right, the fact that I do drive dirt roads, anytime I go in and go out, it's 8 to 9 miles, in which the last mile and a half is not maintained, except by Marty. And he really has helped us out, and I'm really thankful about that. I have that, but in my day job, I'm an IT engineer, and I've been working in AT&T's mobility data centers and Sun Micros and Oracles and all of that. I'm used to dealing with very complex problems, coming up with solutions for them, and running big projects. All right, that has, in some instances, has direct effects on people, on the people's lives. And you have to be serious about certain things. All right, to know that if there is a problem here, how is that going to affect another issue here, and how is that going to affect somebody on down the road? And I'm used to doing projects like that and making decisions.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, that ought to get it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
One more, Robert.
Marty Brettmeyer.
Marty, state your name, please.
Oh, Marty Breitmeyer, 500 Charney, please.
Okay, what interests you in serving on this board?
Served on it before,
Okay.
both, placed and elected and kind of placed again. And lived in this valley my whole life. I grew up out here. Seen all the changes this last 40 some odd years, and almost 50 now, and it's just, I bring a lot of knowledge of knowing what was and where it's been, and
Your knowledge is better than mine of a whole bunch of these roads. I know, yes.
just bring a lot of background.
Okay, two, what do you see as the most important responsibilities of a trustee for this road-focused district?
Road focus is to have the ability to hear everyone's wants and wishes and see the large picture and understand the limitations of what we have and to be able to fulfill those wants and wishes up to those limitations.
Thank you. How would you approach prioritizing road maintenance with limited funding?
The best way to prioritize is through road usage. So most important roads are the ones that get used the most, and they taper down from there as percentage use and amount of cars and amount of people at the end of each of those roads, and that dictates how often those get done. The sealing of the roads have helped a great deal in that. Now they can be focused on secondaries instead of primaries all the time.
Okay. How do you handle disagreements or differing viewpoints in a public setting?
Everyone gets their opinion, so you have to allow everyone to have their opinion.
Thank
And that's respectful to do, because if you don't, they'll know right away.
Well, I've been there many times. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still.
But everyone gets to
I'm
have
back in my
it.
face.
Otherwise, if everyone had the same opinion, we'd all march in a line. So.
Yeah, wouldn't that be boring? 5, what skills or experience would you bring that would benefit the district and its road system?
I bring 35 years of equipment operating, foreman, superintendent, run.
Can you put an asphalt plant out here so we can pave these roads?
Yeah, the last one I priced out was about 62 billion to set up. So
I believe it, yeah. They're expensive.
we've set them up before. No, I've run crushing plants for 15 years. I was a foreman before that, ran a lot of different crews and built a lot of highways and roads and done state and private projects, and then have my own business now. So.
Thank you. And I'd like to bring this, I guess we're gonna have public comment on this right now. Any public comment? Hearing none, I'll bring this back to the board. Discussion. So what do we discuss here now? And if you have any questions of the people that we interviewed, feel free to ask too.
I think they all did a great interview. I like that talent award.
Thanks.
Good job, folks. Good job.
Thank you all for coming and applying. And
Absolutely.
Marty, looking at your resume, I was expecting somebody really, really old to be here.
Well, I got.
He is.
I
You
got.
don't look
Well,
old.
to be fair, I got drug at 16, no, 15, to Norm Deanna's office at QND and sat down in one of these chairs like this. And my dad looked at Norm and said, "He's yours." And my dad left. And I went to work. And I never stopped working after that. I worked all the way through my last 2 years of high school. And yeah, no, I kind of had a little bit of an advantage as I started. I had no choice. That's awesome.
Oh, I forgot to ask one thing. What's your favorite road piece to operate?
We don't use them out here. Excavator is my favorite, but I ran as a finish hand for 5 years on a blade. So ran everything from manual to full electronics.
Okay. GPS
did a
stuff.
lot of subdivisions, so.
Hey, guys.
I'd like to thank all of you for coming, and there's some really impressive experience there.
Amazing.
Yeah, in a lot of different areas. And, I appreciate you all being interested in this, because we need young people. But thank you for applying. And I'll just say that since this is a road maintenance operation, that's what we do, that the more road experience we've got, the better off we are. So I'm tending to lean to Mr. Brightmeyer because he's got the experience, 35 years, he's been on the board before. He runs his own business. And that's not to diminish anybody else. It's just that what we're here for is keep the roads going. He's our man, in my opinion. Thank you.
Nevada?
I'm torn. You know what? They're all great.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're all great. Derek having the experience that he has. And Tom, the same, being on the board before. Marty, great job, being on the board before. Mr. Mortensen, you got a lot of experience too. And of course, Brian, I'm gonna let Julie go for it. I gotta think about this. I don't know which way I'm going. Go ahead, Julie, please.
Thank you. Once again, I appreciate all of you coming, and we thank you for taking all your time here and answering our questions. That was a wonderful thing to do. I am leaning toward Mr. Mortensen because he spoke some things that really captured my heart, which was maintaining open dialogues with community and problem solving with his 32 years in his work. I think he has some really good ideas of how to move this board forward.
Thank you. Todd? Marshall?
Oh,
yeah. Marshall's already said.
I'm
I've
making talk some more.
already said my piece.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You want me to talk?
I want you to talk.
I kind of boiled it down between Marty and this guy over here that you drugged the place. That's really tough because Marty just knows how to set things up and run things. And I've watched these fabulous things like that. He knows how to put all these pieces together that work and make them work together. And I'm sure you do if you've been in the aerospace industry. You know how complicated that is. 10 times more complicated than a road. And it's difficult for me. And everybody else, everybody's experience. Everybody, Ms. Perkins, you know a lot. Everybody's just got a ton of experience. I gotta pick somebody. I like Marty a whole bunch because I worked with him through years of working on this board. And I met you and I was very impressed with the homework you do when you bring things to everybody's attention, because you bring your details and with the basis of what we need to do with regards to any kind of homework. I can see that. And that's what I've been trying to get everybody to do with staff reports and the like around here, so that when we put things together, it's transparent and says what the individual or trustee wanted to do when they bring something to the board. That's important.
Very true.
And it can be discussed in a logical manner. So should we take a coin? Flip it? If you think that's kind of where I'm at. And I I know I get along with Marty just fine, you know?
Well, we have elections coming up in November,
Right.
you know, and so, whomever whoever,
Well, my guess is that Marty's is so busy, he doesn't have time to run full time. And so I think one of the things is that he might be part-time, but I don't think he's had time to do this in his full-time job, so.
Well, then maybe that's a good recommendation for Wayne, because he does have time, and we've already seen that he can do some very detailed reporting. I've been working on him on the easement project, and he has brought some really good information in through his research.
you know, my feelings are that, you know, this is, sometimes we make this a little too complicated. We're here to spend the money as well as we can, maintaining our dirt road, you know? And we just got a little bit of money to do that with. And as far as, you know, highfalutin management, we don't need a whole lot of it. But Marty has institutional memory over this past, you know, he spent his whole life here. And he also knows just about everybody. Just about everybody knows him. So, and from the communication standpoint, he's very good at communicating. You know, and I don't know how trustees don't spend that much time. You know, it's not like a full-time job for us, but knowing stuff makes a huge difference.
Your points are very well taken.
Thank you.
Okay. Where's my, I don't have a coin or any, I
So-
don't have coins with me anymore.
Excuse
Let's
me,
see.
Greg,
Pardon me.
do we make a motion to do this? Is that how
This
the
is a
process
motion
works?
that will be made. It's
Okay.
gotta be very formal, and then we will, have that individual, once they've been selected, we'll write to the county and tell the county
Mhm.
that this is the individual the board of trustees has chosen. And then they go to the county clerk and get sworn in, and then they become a member of this trustee board through December 31, 2026.
May I make a motion then?
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we appoint Mr. Wayne Mortensen as our 5th board member.
Hearing no second, that motion is,
I move that we appoint.
no, you have to make a motion.
I make a motion. That's what you do in the move. I make a motion that we appoint Mr.
Right,
Reitmeyer to the Marty to the available position.
My motion is different than everybody.
You said, what, you're still discussing?
Yeah, I'm still, I really like what Brian DeAmbrose had to say about the roads having experience. I like what Mr. Morton said. I like what Derek said. Like what, of course, Martin. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Brian on just because being on the roads, knowing that, being out here. So we're all kind of, well, other than, you're gonna be the determining factor.
No, well, it could be two, too. I mean, it could be anything.
Well, if I could just say one more thing about this appointment. If Marty had incumbency, he'll likely get reelected, and I think we'd all be way better off having him on board. Not that we wouldn't be with these other people, but he just, you know, from the standpoint of his resume, you know, head and shoulders.
I can't disagree with you there that he has probably more road experience than this type of work than a lot of people, including myself. So,
They all did it. I'm good.
Well, you can second it.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
So, I'm
I think
sorry,
you
who
need
are
to-
we
No,
seconding?
no, discussion.
Oh,
We have a
discussion.
motion and a second.
Which is the motion?
That we appoint
That your
Marty
motion.
Magway.
Okay.
Selected Marty.
And I
Seconded.
seconded it for
Okay.
Todd. Mr. Marshall. So we have that in line. Any further discussion on that? Vote for Marty to be the temporary trustee board member through December 31. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
Nevada,
And
Nevada, what did you vote?
I would recommend everybody here, don't
It
forget,
was very quiet.
March is the date to file for the next year. And there will be I think 3 people on the,
3 positions available.
3 positions?
Mhm.
Yeah, 3 positions available.
What date in March?
I think it's the 14th.
March 3rd through 14th.
On the table, there's
Who's terming out?
Me?
March 3rd
Greg,
to 14th,
and
so
then
you have a
John.
specific window that the county
So you two
requires
are
you
You two
to
are
file
Who's termed
on
out?
Mm-hmm. I was
For-
only voted in for the
for
second
that
half of the,
position.
of the
And,
4 years, so I only was
please
only
do.
2 years.
More the merrier.
Yeah, I would like to see people run. This wasn't a personality contest, you know? It was-
Right. I
It's
couldn't
just a
say.
matter of getting the best institutional memory we can of these things. So just vote.
I know,
It's a
like,
great deal.
every single one of these. I couldn't think.
So we can all quit?
Well, you can't, you don't have to run again. Yeah, no kidding.
All right, on to 3, approval of minutes. Approval of minutes for January 15th, 2026, regular meetings. Has everybody reviewed that, and do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll move that we approve the minutes as written.
I'll second.
I have a second, motion to second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Oh, we don't need public comment on meeting minutes, that much I learned. Okay.
Did one come up now, or was it-
no, this is one.
You got me sworn in. Okay, item 4, review of bills and other financial matters presented by Nancy Phillips. Review, our 4A review of transaction report for information only.
All right, on the transaction report, because January was an early meeting, the LGTA, you'll see there's, or I'm sorry, the consolidated tax, there's actually 2 payments that we received in there, so you'll see that. We received, and then nothing else was out of the usual. We did have 3 payrolls posted in this report because of the timing as well of the meetings, where we usually have 2, so it does look like it's a little higher, but nothing else there.
May I ask a question? So on the first page where it says ad valorem property tax, there's a 115 date with $90,427, and then there's a 212 date.
Sorry, that was the ad valorem I was trying to read.
Oh, okay.
It was too small for me. That was the one. We received 2 payments
Okay.
in the month. So we received, I believe I can break it out. It was about 13,000. I think it's 77,000
Okay, so the total amount was 90,000?
was
Okay,
90,000.
great, thank you.
Okay, so there's yeah, I was trying to see which ones lined up. And that was just how the meeting fell in January because I'm having it done about 2 to 3 days before is when this is completed. And the meeting was on the earlier for the 17th. Okay, so that's the transaction report. Review of bills is this page here. We did have the couple flyers energy bills that came in and the insurance that I didn't put it on the January. It's usually in February, but it came out a little early. So those were already paid, just need approved. And then everything else was our typical monthly bills.
I don't see anything out of order. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills for the invoices to be paid
And I'll second it.
as of Tuesday, February 7th, 2026.
Motion and a second.
You do need public comment on this.
And, wait a minute, we give public comment on this one. In particular, news from public on, the biggest bill we had was payroll, $1,000. The rest is pretty standard. Energy, people, payroll. Got a motion and a second. I don't hear any public comment. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. On to item 4C, estimated net operating funds for road improvements report. For information only.
All right, so we have about 551,000 is our estimated as of August 31st. That's about in the middle of page 1 there. That's what we would have to spend. We do have in the, you'll see all the different maintenance projects are still there listed. So we do have those included, so that the mag chloride, and there was the board approved projects in November for about 25,000. There's still some about $20,000 remaining for that. So that is not included in this 551. So when you're starting to talk about those numbers next month, you have that in mind. And we have about 6.5 months left is what we'll have bill wise to pay.
We'll get to 700,000 or 800,000 by September. Okay, so we won't.
No, we'll get to 500.
We're gonna get to 550. We'll have about 551 to spend for the projects this year. As of right now.
So last year, or last fiscal year, it looks like we had 1.7, almost 1.8 million.
We moving on to the
Oh, are we,
budget, or are you guys good with this one? Any more questions on that before we go to the budget?
I don't have on page 102 on
Okay.
And
On the back of page 2 is just the payments that we've received, the actual dates and the breakdowns and what we have left to expect to receive for the 3 different tax brackets on the back.
and then Greg, if you could read item D out loud.
Item D.
D,
D, if you're done
before we
with
go
this.
on to that one.
Well, we get D.
Yeah, are you done with this one?
Yeah, item 4D.
Yes, we don't need to do action, right?
No, that was
For fiscal year 26-27 for submittal to the state of Nevada Department of Taxation. That needs approval.
This one.
Yes.
That's a formal way, we have to have an approval that this is what we send to the state, and this is our budget for the state.
Now, this is
our
the,
tentative budget.
This is the tentative
And-
budget.
we don't have the formal numbers yet. We won't have those
Okay.
until
That's right.
the May meeting.
This is the
So we
tentative
designed-
budget.
We designed this budget pretty much as a one-page budget, so we don't have a great deal of time that if we need to change dollars around during the middle of the year, it's all pretty much on one item. One fund, yes, thank you, Sean. So we are on to
But we need,
approval. Is there specific language for this one? Because I remember there might, was this one that required specific language?
The one in May requires very specific language. This one does require, you're approving the tentative budget for fiscal year 26-27.
This is
So
like
if
our
I
first
move
pass
that
though.
we
Yeah,
provide
but this is what we have
the
to send in.
information to
This
the
one, I think
state
this is
as
the first
required
pass.
for,
It has to
The
be sent
tentative
in by
budget.
the 21st.
as shown, as presented. That get you?
Robin,
You
did you hear
guys were
that?
talking.
I'm sorry.
I think this is just the first pass.
No, this has to be
So
sent in,
I'll do it again.
not the final. Go ahead.
The motion would be that we approve the tentative budget for
tentative budget for fiscal year 26-27.
For the state.
Yes.
I motion that.
And
I'll
also,
second it.
Okay, further discussion and any,
On calendar.
public comment on this?
State calendar.
Thank you. Oh, yes.
I do have a question. So in fiscal year 25-26, we spent 1.129 million on road work, road maintenance.
That was what we had in our budget.
That's what we had in our budget.
And right now, depending on what comes out, I'm estimating at the end of 26, we'll have spent about 600,000.
Okay,
It's about half of that.
about half of that.
So what we were expecting to get in is we're going to get in a little bit, about $500,000 less.
Okay, thank you. That's where I was wondering if that was the case.
You're saying you're gonna get
Oh, sir, name please?
Pat McMurray, thank you, 6005 Hawk Ferry Road. Are you saying you're gonna get $500,000 less revenue?
No,
Based on just what we had spent already and what we were expecting to get, we were expecting to spend 1.1 on road maintenance, and we're not going to.
Last year, the expenses for the chip seal were
Included in this year's.
significant, let's say, and that's what's bringing that number down.
that's why.
Because they spent a lot of money on chip seal and everything.
Who's going? Kathy's going. Sorry.
I don't understand. You're saying you spent less money or you got less money?
Well, the taxes we get, there's three revenues. One is ad valorem, one is CTX, and one is LGTA, and they're both part of the system. If you go to the state, you'll see this whole state system. And what the county gets and what we get and everything else is all determined by formulas and the like that come from those financial bodies. So that determines right there what we get in terms of revenue. In terms of expenses, we spent quite a bit substantially on chip seal, and that was including, we did all Amy. So there was more of a high dollar and that's why there's less money this year because it's been
And we had a carryover last year where the funds were presented for last fiscal year, and we spent, the project is usually completed in this year and it finished too early, so it shows that carryover. So we didn't actually, we
all
got,
government accounting.
Yeah.
we're getting about the same of what we had budgeted. We're probably only going to be about maybe $40,000 to $50,000 less of what we expected to get from the state for the actual fiscal year.
Okay, I thought you said you were getting $500,000 less.
We spent it earlier on. So
Good point. That
yeah.
would hurt.
yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like everything's been revenue pretty consistent.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on. Where are we?
We need to take a vote.
Tax rate.
Wait, we need to make the motion and take the vote on
He
the,
made the motion.
need
It
to,
was seconded.
okay.
It's all been
Right.
first and seconded. yeah.
Marshall.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Now we go on. 4E, determination of tax rate for fiscal year 2026, 2027. That's just a fixed rate that comes from the state usually. And did we get any numbers?
Well, basically, our tax rate is 3.66, and then the ad valorem tax is the only tax you can change, but you can only change it if if Washoe County didn't use all of the amount that's there. We can't raise it. We're not allowed to.
And I doubt they will allow.
They have to actually get the legislature to allow them to raise it, and
Somebody needs to make a motion that we,
and the motion is on the back of this page.
Oh, okay. I make a motion to approve the Palomino Valley General Improvement District's tax rate for fiscal year 2026 to 2027 at the same rate as the prior fiscal year.
I have a motion. Do I have a second,
I
please?
second.
I have a motion and second. Any public comment on the regards of this fiscal tax rate? Or we just simply send it into the state, so it's a number. Okay.
Yeah.
Hearing nothing from the audience. All those in favor?
Opposed, motion carries unanimously.
Good job.
Five,
If you don't have to make a change,
judicial
just-
government affairs, I see none,
I didn't have to say anything.
okay?
No.
Road reports presented by Operations Manager Sean Kelly. 6A, road operations and maintenance reports with information on.
Okay, well, we had quite a bit of freezing in the morning, and then we gradually would heat up enough to grade a few roads and get things prepped and so forth. Did a lot of other miscellaneous work. We did end up, or I did end up covering Hank Canyon, which was discussed at the last meeting.
Right.
And did end up putting the K-rail up on the
Bridge,
Wilcox Bridge, yeah.
okay, okay. How did that work, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. We have another issue that we'll be talking about in a minute, but yeah.
Okay.
I did find some areas, I don't know if everybody in the valley has seen, but there is people working for NV Energy that are clearing underneath our power
I
lines.
saw that big huge tractor.
Well, there's one over there, but they're
Made a
using,
nice mess of the road.
yes, and they're all, exactly. And they're also using little skid steers with that in there. And, well, when they were on axe handle, they broke the edge paving in about 15 areas. So I did have I contacted the contractor, and I had a meeting set for Tuesday, excuse me. But it was snowing and he couldn't get here, and you can't see it anyway, so, we're gonna reschedule for when we can see the road.
Yeah.
So, pretty much, any other questions?
Okay, 6B, review, we can have public comment on this too, so here we go, I forgot that. Here none, we'll go on to 6B, review and discussion of capital outlay budget proposed for fiscal year 2026, 2027 for possible action.
And what I am, requesting is it to stay at 65,000 for next fiscal year, the remaining of this. And we've already allocated those funds and were approved at prior time for an excavator and or a grader. So I'm just looking for the 65 to stay. I'm not looking for a rollover or anything.
Does that authorize you to go out and purchase things immediately, or how does this
Well,
work?
I'm still, at this time, I'm still under the, old, fiscal year, right? And there's 62 in that one, and yes, I am authorized under that one to still buy. Obviously, I still must contact the president and ensure the funds are there. And that would go for the same thing of next fiscal year.
So I still have authority to yay or nay on on that stuff.
Technically, no, because it's already been approved. You just are there to make sure the funds are available.
That's what I was thinking about talking a little bit about. How much do we want to put into equipment? And it gets into some of my other discussions with regards to future infrastructure and management planning. We'll need to discuss that, and so I would appreciate your.
It must be capital outlay is this month.
What?
It just has always been in February. You can always change it if you're gonna take something away later, but it does need to be approved. this year.
Very good, we can approve it and then change it later.
Or, I'm sorry, or not approved, but you can not approve it.
No, it's part of the budget, we need to approve the budget, so we can approve it and modify it if we need to. So, do we have a motion to approve the $65,000 for this year's fiscal budget? Is that what you said? 60 was the first capital.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
65,000 is what,
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Yes.
65.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve that?
I move that we approve.
Thank you. $65,000 for capital outlay.
Well, we can change it later on.
That's
And,
correct.
and just so everybody knows, I didn't spend anything last year either. It's not like it's gonna be spent.
He's real good about this stuff.
It just is
He
a
doesn't-
budget holding item.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Has to be there. Okay, very good.
All right, well, I'll second it.
Okay, a motion is second. Any more public comment on that before we get a vote? Hearing none, bring it back to the board. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item 6C, review and discussion of Wilcox Road Bridge and road erosion for repair for possible action.
Okay, so the Wilcox Bridge on the west side has been gradually, so you got the mouse hole, right, and you're coming out.
Right, right.
Basically where that car crashed into, hit a
Okay.
pipe that actually added to the erosion.
Okay.
But in 19, when we had the flood, it all washed away. And we restacked a bunch of boulders and all that good
I
stuff.
remember that.
Okay, put it all back together. However, there's still an area to where, take for instance, I had another one of these situations. It was on, axe handle. I was able to backfill the drainage because it had a backing
Right.
and all that good stuff. This just falls into the creek.
So it's the road gets moved around because of the rocks in the volume.
Well, it just keeps going away,
Okay,
right?
all right.
And we need to stop that. So I contacted 4 contractors, 3 came out, and I got 1 estimate. And what they plan on doing is a 7-foot by 11-foot, 6-inch thick, by placing rebar in the hillside and mesh and all that good stuff to put the 6 inches of concrete to keep it from eroding. And we can backfill up to that so the road isn't eroding anymore. And that is $7,500.
Yeah, the one thing that I've had quite a bit of experience with was, the water undermining bridge fluid. Quite common, even on the Truckee River. Almost lost the Virginia Street Bridge, you know, because of the park, got rid of it. So, at any rate, yes, go ahead.
Sean, will that widen the bridge at all?
The bridge is the bridge. This is on the other side of the bridge.
Oh, okay.
That's the best
an
way to
erosion
figure,
control,
not just big rocks.
You can't get them. They just keep falling. We stack big rocks.
I remember, yeah.
And so they're talking about taking off some of the smaller ones and then drilling into the existing, I call it a mouse hole. It has the concrete there and tying into that. Also with the, K-rail that we put in, you know, most K-rails have the safety barriers, so if you hit it head on, they crush. Well, it's on the opposite side, but still, to protect anybody, we're gonna do a slight ramp. So that way they can't hit it directly.
Will this be deep enough, will this concrete structure be deep enough that it will be below the
Existing
cutting
one,
edge
no,
of the
no,
water?
absolutely not. No, it's probably about a 17 to 20 foot drop to the bottom.
So we're just,
We're trying to build upon the boulders on top and stop the erosion. If we get another flood like 17 and 19, we had K-rail up there.
but scouring underneath stuff just wipes out and falls into the hole anyway, so.
That's why they want to tie in to existing larger boulders.
Yeah, what do you thought about that? Very good.
I've been trying to, yeah, exactly.
I'll buy it. And can we get Western County to pay for it? Since it's flood?
We're gonna need the names of the contractors and the written estimate to show that it was done properly.
Correct. We had requested,
Number one, this is an engineered plan. This is just trying to stop erosion, that we come up with the best plan possible at this time. Again, if you're gonna get into engineering, you're talking probably about a $50,000 to $70,000 repair.
Not talking engineering, just I need to be able to list the contractors you contacted and have the written estimate, just so I can show that you did get 3.
And I do have that.
Okay, perfect.
that's what she wants.
That's all I want.
She's making sure we do it right.
No, exactly, and I'm making sure we're doing it to the best of our ability.
One interesting thing, if you look at the general improvement district document that creates the this GID. It says we're to do road maintenance. County has got all the flood stuff. So there's a issue that goes way, way back. Even my dad was on the GID here. And he got money from the county one time when that very same bridge got flooded out. And so I'm thinking that one of the things we need to think about in the future is how do we get the county to admit that they have a flood problem when we pay for all the work to fix the flood problem? And it's kind of a difficult situation. Same thing with the city. The bridge washes out, whose responsibility is it? And that kind of thing. So, something to think about. Interesting. I'll keep quiet and go on. Let's see. You're gonna fix it. Thank you very much. Don't need anything more. please.
You gotta
You gotta make a
motion and vote on
And
it.
vote on
Do
it.
we want it?
Well, I don't know. You gotta do it though.
Yeah.
You gotta yay or nay it. It's for possible
I
action.
will keep.
And public comment.
Everybody, motion to approve that we, approve Sean's fix for road repair at the Wilcox Road Bridge.
I'll second that motion.
A motion is second. I just figured that if we did it that way, we'd be fine. That way it's fine. Okay, any further, discussion from public?
Yes, Derek Perkins.
Yes, sir.
So we got one quote for that?
No.
We have 3 quotes, I think.
Well, I called 4 people and only one came out and gave us a quote.
So you have one quote?
That's it.
I will need the 3 names of the other ones you called though.
Okay, copy that. I can get that to you.
On small things, we can do things in a small way. On bigger things, we definitely go out for public bids on major projects, so. If
You
that's
have
what
to
the-
show
if that's the
intent,
issue,
and I did.
I
my due diligence.
Nothing against you, I'm just
No, I'm trying to
saying
explain that.
what we gotta do by law.
Well, and if we've contacted 3 and only one comes out and one gives a bid,
That's how
we
you
can't force the other
Right.
people to come out.
Yeah, if they don't come out.
Yeah, if they don't come out.
Just curious.
No, they came out.
But they
They
didn't give a
didn't
bid.
give us a
But they
bid.
didn't give us a bid.
Yeah, so if you can just email that to me tomorrow.
Who's
Or Monday.
gonna do the work?
Yeah, I'll get that to you.
That's a question?
Who's doing the work?
It would be, Concrete Works.
So it's kind of to fix the rubble mount, to keep it from
Oh, I
blowing
understand, I
away.
understand.
They're just putting concrete on it. And it's cheaper than digging the whole thing up again.
I understand.
Okay, we're on to item 7, unfinished business review. Pardon
We need to
me? No, we
vote.
didn't take
Just
it.
go ahead and, I mean.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Thank you. You okay? Unfinished business. Review recommendations by Attorney Mark Forsberg. Did I say that right? Okay.
Okay, we're not,
Regarding possible adoption of resolution F-26-R1 for possible action.
we're gonna do that as a motion to postpone it till next month.
That's correct. I had some correspondence between myself and the attorney. I'm not satisfied, and neither is he with regards to, let's say, local staff looking at things. And so what we are doing is, probably gonna look at, title company and those kind of people who look at it.
We're just doing some more due diligence. We're gonna just
That's what
postpone
we're
it.
doing. We're doing more diligence, and so that's been postponed, and I apologize for the people that here that came for that.
We
But
still have to do public comment.
we'll do, thank you, but that was going to be postponed, and I needed,
A motion and a second.
recommendation from one of the board people after we're done with this. So public comment on item, 7A, please, if there is any. Yes, sir.
Patrick Murray. I don't understand the issue.
Oh, it's about an easement for the end of a cul-de-sac and whether or not those easements are compatible with what the GID requires and whether or not the GID has accepted those particular easements for the specific use of road maintenance. So there was, looked to me like there was two items, and we're gonna find out about that when we get to the details of uncovering the legality of what the board needs to do.
I do have a
Yes, sir.
Wayne Mortensen for the record. So I've done some independent research into this after making my statement last month. And so I just want to read in the record that I have found 13 dedicated easement documents within the Washoe County records that were done in 75, 76, and 77, along with a plethora of survey maps that defines exactly what the GID accepted back then. So there's no, I guess there's no more fuzz around what road's been dedicated to the GID. I then further looked at the individual roads.
Yes.
So Silver Horse Road, 5 deeds, 5 parcels have GID dedication statements on their deeds. Unfortunately, they are referring to the wrong book and page that defines the easement. So there's an error there.
That I would agree, there's probably more than one error on all those maps.
And then, continue on Bootstrap, 10 parcels, 5 have GID statements dedicating an easement, again with the same issue Silver Horse has, and 5 do not. On Broken Spur, it adjoins the same road as Bootstrap, it has the same issue, no easement dedication. Chieftain is technically outside the GID boundary. However, the GID has in the past annexed in Monte Cristo Ranch property. They did it in 1992 under Resolution F92R3, where they annexed in an entire section, Section 24, which is the top of Microwave Road, into the GID boundary. So there is a history of the GID extending the boundary if the board chose to go that route. And then Roadrunner is the last road that was in the report. You know, it explicitly states the GID will not maintain access on the road that was defined. However, that was a large parcel at the time. Now it's broken up into multiple parcels. And so I guess the point of reading this into the record is I think there's a path forward to restore what the previous boards have done in the past by accepting the roads. You can use this form, this right to entry form that Sean introduced years ago, and I think you were part of that also, Greg, but it allows the GID to go on property as long as the property owner signs it. And there's a start and end date. So I believe there is a path the board could use to restore the roads back on the list of maintained roads, use the right of entry form as a temporary stopgap while these paperwork issues get addressed with each of the parcel numbers.
I understand. I will look into that and see if I would be allowed to do anything with regards to doing something as a utility that wasn't part of my jurisdiction. So you can understand both ways, and I'll get back to you on that. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Jen
Yes.
Mortensen for the record. I just want to clear up the verbiage, because there seems to be a misconception of verbiage here in terms of cul-de-sac and turnaround. So Washoe County defines cul-de-sac and Washoe County defines turnaround, and they are two separate things.
Okay.
So
So one more thing. I don't have a total answer for you guys.
no, I don't need
apologize.
answers. I'm giving them.
Okay.
Patrick Murray here now.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us please what you are?
We're going to this next one.
The cul-de-sac, so I don't remember the exact words, but there's a length and there's a bulb at the end, and there's expected not to be any further expansion of the road. And so if you look in the spa area, those will be defined as cul-de-sacs. If you look at all the roads that were dedicated back in the seventies, they all have what they call a turnaround. So there's the option of extending that turnaround to extend the road further, like they've done in the 5 roads they talked about. So that's the differentiation. There's an expectation of extension for turnarounds.
Well, it helps if the garbage truck can have the place to turn around.
Well, it also helps that, you know, the
I
emergency
do
environment.
understand that, yes. Okay, we're down to 6.
You gotta,
No,
seven.
you gotta
you
make a
gotta,
motion.
now you gotta vote your
You gotta
motion
do motion and vote.
For what?
that you're gonna table it till next time.
Oh, I need a motion to table item 7A to the next meeting. That's it, then?
I move that we, table item 7A to the next meeting.
7B,
Do we need 7A
7B.
and B?
7B,
7B.
7B.
I'm sorry.
I'll second it.
Motion in this. Are you talking to us or is dinner ready?
No,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right, we have a motion to table item 7B to the next meeting. There's a motion. That's it. And a
I
second. And any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimous. Thank you.
7C is just a notification to the public.
Pardon me, Robin?
On 7C, it's just a notification that you've signed that resolution as effective as of January 15th.
Yeah, I
2026.
see, I did sign that resolution that was approved last time. New business, 8A, discussion regarding possible road signs for public awareness of wild horses on Palomino Valley GID roads for action, possible action. Julie, I think this was your topic.
Oh, I was in favor of this. I know we have someone in the audience who might have a proposed sign that we put up. And I know that the wild horses, some of us love them, some of us hate them, but people on our roads are hitting them. And unfortunately, what's happening is they're hitting them, the people are getting hurt, the vehicles are getting totaled, and the animals are getting hurt or killed. And if they're hurt, somebody has to come out and put them down. And then somebody, Sean, typically has to go out and pick up the horse and take it somewhere to go get buried. And so that's heartbreaking for a lot of us. And so if we can bring more public awareness to the folks who are driving our roads to try not to make our roads into freeways and realize that we have horses here. And I know that horses have evolved to not reflect on their hair. So I've driven it and I've not seen them until they're right there. You can't see them. So if we can bring more awareness, that would be great. And so I would like to have more road signs to let people know that, remember, there's horses out here.
Well, there's cows too.
There's
so-
cows, and then there's
this is-
antelope and deer.
So what would you suggest, like the entrance to all the main roads, another small sign that says watch out for critters, or
They're there.
Yeah.
how do we do it? They're there?
We do have the diamond shaped horses signs running across at the beginning of Ironwood and Whiskey Springs. I don't know if they're anywhere else, but we're thinking about something a little bit bigger, just to jog people's
Have you seen the ones on Geiger Grade?
that they flash.
They flash.
Yeah, they flash. So they're like the diamond shaped
Yeah,
ones that we
diamond
have, but they flash.
Correct.
Sean, do you have any idea how much those, flashing signs?
I wouldn't have an idea, but I have a picture here of the horse that got hit, and that's the horse sign.
Oh.
Signs don't work.
I know.
And you know what
I
I've
agree
always
with
found is the best sign for horses? Everywhere I drive, I see poop on the road. And it's not walking. it's sitting there and then people run over it.
Mhm.
The signs are they're everywhere in the valley that we have horses. A sign, in my opinion, if people want signs like, oh my gosh, I just forgot their name, but they're on Wilcox and they put two signs up going one in and one coming out.
Mhm. The
Larry,
Carlsons. The Carlsons.
yes, Carlson. And they have told me that nobody looks at their signs and they fly by their house every day.
People are accustomed to the sign. So even the sign as you drive into Whiskey Springs or Ironwood that says, hey, our speed limits are 35 and 25.
And 15.
Nobody, yeah, everybody's accustomed to it and they get,
I've been out there 30 years and they've been hitting horses for 30 years.
And we just had 3 cows.
And when more people move in, and everybody speeds out here.
I just think.
We all see it.
We all do it.
We all do it. So everybody speeds out here and it's inevitable they're gonna get hit. Unfortunately.
it is, but we can try and we can try.
People feeding them.
A lot of people are feeding them. You're absolutely right. A lot of people are feeding them, they're bringing them down. But just Marty would know or anybody else. Well, probably 20 years ago, this whole valley was filled with horses. We lost one of our residents. He hit one of them and killed him. I was there right after that happened.
I remember a few.
Was that that sign?
I remember a few.
And it's been going on for 30 years and it's probably going to go on for the next 30 years. You can do whatever.
So the question would be, is a sign going to be constructive to actually create an effect that slows people down?
I don't know.
And if we want to, do we want to spend money putting up a couple of signs? Everything takes time and money.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to having a couple of those flashing signs kind of midway in the valley just to remind people. Because at night, they're usually when they hit them.
I mean, if we were to put right there on Ironwood.
Those are not cheap signs.
No, they're not.
They're not custom.
They're not cheap.
No.
There's nothing cheap, especially when it comes to signs. But again, even when you're coming on Ironwood and you pass the Little Ironwood Road, we have that first turn.
Right there.
I had flags on that that says Animal Crossing, and then you go in before that and it's all there too. So there's, again, even today I passed one on Grass Valley on the east side. I mean, we have probably a good 8 signs that say horses. So,
Greg?
and they're
would you-
reflective.
Well, I'll go for 2 more signs. So you figure out
Would-
where you want to
would
put
it
2
be okay
signs
if
and
we
we'll
have-
put 2 signs up. But they can't be those flash ones because those are real expensive.
Would it be
Hey,
okay
Brad,
if we have Shannon talk to us about what sign she has?
I can show you a banner that's,
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna put diamond signs up there that are typical for road warning. But, that's a big sign.
Just while she's unfolding that, just a quick search. They're about $1,000 to $1,500 for the flashy signs
Oh, okay.
before you get an image put on them. That's just for the blank
Right.
backboard.
That's if you don't want.
And that doesn't include the pole, the batteries, the solar panel. That's just the sign. Just put that in there.
So Shannon Windle, for the record, from Nevada Wild Horses. We've had this, I'll hold it back so everybody can see it. Active wild horse areas, please slow
Lift your
down.
tongue up.
It's, pretty,
I'm not tall enough.
yeah. And ending this seriously. We have, somebody working on a stand, to hold these up.
So we need a big plywood stand to paste that on so people can see it. Is that what you're saying?
With the wind.
Well, it's got wind.
Yeah, it's
Hold-
mesh.
Hold
Yeah,
it.
it's a
Sorry,
mesh.
you from,
Yeah, Brandon Member for the record. I actually like the idea of like having a big sign as you come in on Ironwood and all that.
Ironwood and-
But the thing is, you need to hit people where it hurts. you need to have a sign that shows the front end of a car all smashed up and mangled from hitting a horse. And then probably, broke windshield, something like that, that people are gonna look at and go, oh.
And you'll just drive past that sign.
And they might do that. Then also do you could do a similar thing out on the social media. I understand and I do, 30 years it's been happening, but, you need to have something that pains people so they will think about their driving. And showing damage to their car, I hate to say it, that's probably gonna stick with them better than just,
I have one suggestion, and that is, you take a piece of plywood and you put it on one of those Harbor Freight trailers. And you move it to where you think, because every time you just leave it in one spot, it just becomes part of the,
Part of the scene.
and maybe you put it on a trailer, and you stick a trailer here, stick a trailer there. Marty?
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, I'm sorry. You had your on it first.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys looking out for the horses and appreciating the wildlife, I guess, if you want to call it. But I think we move out here, the flashing signs for one. I mean, I don't know anybody who wants a bright flashing light in the nighttime in their eyes, especially if they're trying to sleep at night and there's light down the road, not cool. But we move out here also to have the rustic scenery and not a bunch of bright signs. And when cars drive, they bounce off the signs, they go in your house. And I think people are aware that there are horses out here. And I think more signs is just going to add more clutter. So that's my thought.
I appreciate your thoughts and your comments, and
Thank you.
it's very true. I think the flashing signs can be very distracting, and they're more appropriate, like on Geiger Gray. That's where they are right now. They used to be on old 395, and we had them moved to Geiger Gray because they put in fencing and cattle guards, and we fenced out the horses on old 395. And I don't know that they're as appropriate in a beautiful dark valley, because you'll see them for
You'll see it across the
whole
valley.
road.
I mean,
And not only that, they're little kamikazes. They'll dart out, you know what I mean, when it's dark, and the
Mhm.
sign's not going to do anything.
Right.
It's just
What we want to do is just raise awareness, and I think it's the people who live here and are here every day and traversing. It's not so much, I don't think, for them as it is the new people coming into the area. This area is growing, and people who are not aware of horses being here. And I think that's more what we're directing the sign to. And I think something like this would be more appropriate at the entrance, like Ironwood and Pyramid and Whiskey and Pyramid, where people will see it, and if they don't pay any attention, they're going to end up hitting a horse. And I don't want to say that this is going to fix everything. It's not. This is just one way to try to make the community a little bit safer. You're not calling on law enforcement. There's no a reduction in insurance claims, trauma to people, and I'm sure there is damage done to roadways. So I think this is just one means to help, and if we can put these up and see if how and get some feedback from people.
I have two
And
public
not that it would
comments.
be, I hope, too
Okay.
distracting or start a billboard type thing out here. Nobody wants to see that.
Right. I just hope it doesn't open the door for more signs, because somebody wants a sign for this and somebody wants a
well,
sign
so
for
this is where I'm wanted to bring up is, I don't think the GID should pay or put up the sign. I think if the
I was
organization
getting to that.
comes up with a good plan, it can show a sustainable device to hang such sign.
Well, that's what we're doing. I've got somebody.
I don't
working on
mind an
that.
organization bringing something to the GID. I don't think the GID needs to spend on this type of sign.
Well, fire people put up their own signs on the billboards that we allowed them to do that.
Yes,
So that
and I
was,
appreciate the goal, but after my entire experience with what's gone on out here, unfortunately, that's gonna fall on deaf ears for 99% of the people that drive past it. Unfortunately.
Julie, you got a better, any other
Sean
solution?
has something to say.
Excuse me.
How you doing?
I'm almost
Hey, so here's something that I believe you said was very good, and I love Marty's idea. And if they had a trailer, because if you moved it around, I will tell you, when I was driving for a living and I was going that direction, I came into this little town before Walker. That the police department, sheriff's department, always stuck a car at this one area. And you know what? Everybody slowed down when they saw that car. And so putting on a trailer, having somebody that is really in the need, like Marty was saying, to put it on the trailer and move it around in an area that is very safe and they can put it on somebody's property, that's definitely a great idea. Just posting them in one place, same thing as everybody else. It won't work.
I have two public comments that were sent in that I
Yes.
need to read. This one is from Britt Giannotti. My name is Britt Giannotti and I live at 2300 Crossover Road in Palomino Valley. I know that there is an agenda item that is to be discussed at the GID meeting 2/19/26 and wanted to let you know that I am very much in favor of putting up extra signage for people to remind them to slow down because of the wild horses darting into the road. We want to avoid as many of these accidents as possible. Installing signs is an important element to increase public safety in communities where wild horses can be found on or near active roadways. The effect of these signs will decrease the number of vehicle-wild horse interactions. This will save horses, reduce calls to emergency responders, reduce damage to vehicles, reduce insurance claims, reduce damage to roadways. As such, the long-term effect will make Palomino Valley a safer place to live and drive. I realize this measure is not the only task that needs to be addressed regarding the horses, but is an initial step in the right direction in decreasing the number of vehicles to wild horse accidents. This measure is reasonable, realistic, doable, and relevant. Thank you for passing this information and my concern on. Then I have one more. This one is from Kate and Larry Carlson. They made a comment last month as well. We have picked up dead horses caused by drivers in the valley and buried them on our land for many years. Please note our support and vote to much needed road awareness signage. Sincerely, Kate and Larry Carlson, 4500 Wilcox Ranch Road.
So Shannon, is it your organization's request to put them up, to have GID pay for them? What is your organization's suggestion?
I would like to be able to put these up, at least as a start, and maybe work with somebody to figure out, get some costs, and get some ideas for some realistic signs that we will help with. And we would be happy to look at the costs and see if we can pick up what we can. I don't think any of us know how to install signs properly, so we won't follow them. So if we could get some support there. That would be my request. If we can put these up, that would be great, at least to start, and get some feedback.
Pat McMurray.
Yes, sir.
I attended her meeting and seen dead horses out here to slow myself down. But, you know, I'll try to go slow and people will just go right around. So my concern is not so much for the wild horses because I'm not a fan of them, but I don't like what the effect is. The cars and people.
Pedal to the metal on these narrower roads is not safe.
Yeah,
At night.
Especially at night.
but it's amazing. I'm slowing down to, I'm not even doing 35, I'm doing 40. And like people are like looking at me like I'm an old man driving down the road. And it's like, get out of the way.
You're an old man driving down the road.
Be nice, come on.
All right, I got the driver's license.
All right, well, I haven't seen any conclusion to this, so I'm just gonna let it go for now. And, I kind of like that, you know, Harbor Freight $250 trailer with a piece of plywood on it. That might work better than anything else, but at this point, that's all I can come up with. Unless we get a way to, you want to buy some signs and ask, like the fire folks did, to say this is a fire prone area and.
So they are offering to put up signs,
Right. And you
So,
know
a
what,
couple
you
of
know what signs they're gonna put up?
that sign.
That sign?
Two.
There's no place to put it up. We don't have a signboard big enough for it.
One of our volunteers is making a stand for it so that it can be erected one on each side. So there would be 4 banners, and if we could put one up on Ironwood, near Pyramid, and one up on Whiskey Springs near Pyramid, as people come into that part of the valley.
My concern is, I'm sorry, Derek Perkins.
Yes, thank
My concern is, so I heard, where, just as a start, so where does it end? Like how many, we're gonna have signs riddled all the way down each road? I mean, it's gonna, in my opinion, that would look bad. One sign, whatever. But once it starts, it doesn't stop. Because I'm not saying you, but some of these people that are in support of this are the same ones that are feeding the horses right next to the road. Or out of their car
You
window.
set a precedence or equal treatment under the law, and then no good deed goes unpunished, correct?
So we get to shoot the people that are.
No. So I'm gonna let this go because I don't see a resolution to it right now.
I don't think you would
Julie.
want. Yeah.
So we can't give permission to put signs up on our easement, 2 signs.
Okay,
Okay,
what size, those?
Can I
That's
make
too
a
big.
suggestion?
Yes, Marty.
Have her return with the stand plan and dimensions and everything else, and that way you guys can make a educated decision on where it can go and what it fits. Because you don't have exact sizes right now, and you don't know exactly where it's gonna go. She can maybe bring you ideas of where, and then you guys can decide where in that easement that works. But right now, without having information, I would say more information back, and you can make it well thought out decision.
And I would prefer the road manager would look at where the sign's gonna go and make a determination.
Or location.
Whether they feel
Yeah,
it's
so I think if you
proper.
have a location, dimensions, and then the sign frame itself, just for your volunteer, they need to meet, there's a crash rating that they have to meet, because if a car was to crash into it, they have to snap off and clear the car so they don't go through the windshields. So there's a height requirement and the way they're built, so that if people drive off the road, they're not supposed to, but if they were to drive through the sign is not to go through the car, it goes above the car. That's why the road signs are the way they are down the highway. If you go through a sign, they go over the car and not the final destination through the windshield.
And where would that information be?
The state, NDOT
And
has
that's
all that
They're called
information on road
breakaways.
signage.
They're called breakaways. They have holes completely through them.
I think that's a pretty fair response from us for right now, because if you'll bring that information to us, then we can take a look at it and figure out where, because, I think we're all kind of in favor of putting a sign up at the entrance, like Mr. Perkins said, you don't want to run them all the way down. But, yeah, bring us more information, and so why don't we table this is it hard for you to get out here?
No, I'm up here.
Oh, okay, good. So bring us more information next time, and then we can figure out where those things ought to go. Of course, Sean can help us out with that, because
You have Sean's phone number? So you can take a look at where you want to place those and the size, and he can give you some ideas on something like that?
Thank you.
Okay.
hey, move it on.
What more do you want? You want the size of the sign?
Size, the plan of the stand.
So you want
Location.
stand sign.
Technically, post, you dig down a couple feet, you put in the concrete, you have to have a breakaway like Marty was saying, and then you can base it off of that.
Okay.
And NDOT on their website has those specifications.
They have them at Silver State Barricade.
Yeah.
Sign shop. You can get them there.
Very good, thank you. I'll do that, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon, for coming.
Next meeting, is that good?
Perfect.
Yeah,
So put that on the agenda for next
Yes,
meeting.
please. Old business.
He's gonna be the one that I'm gonna ask. Is this gonna be okay for?
I was gonna say, I need to see everything.
All kinds of stuff like that. Cause we have a sign that we want.
But before you buy stuff, we need to meet.
Yeah.
Happily, thank you. Appreciate it, yeah, that's what I would like to see.
Okay, we're on to 8B now. No action is taken on 8A. For 8B, no action is contemplated. This is a discussion input by trustee Dennis Me regarding future infrastructure management plan for discussion only. And I did a little staff report with Robin's help. And one of the things I wanted to start going over was how we're gonna manage this whole place into the future.
So fast food, I'll see you later. I'll bring you some.
And he forgot to turn the sign to his mute. Into the future, when other people retire and things change and we get new people and we gotta go on with what we're doing. I think we need to be much smarter than we were. Because again, I go back to Ironwood and $10 million for that, and we could have done it all for 5 or 6 if we had done it right to begin with and thought it through and gone through the debt commission, the county, and managed all this. And I've been through all of that, wastewater plants and all kinds of fun things. And I just think we need to sit back and look at some things in a very difficult, hard way and look at what we need to do and how we want to manage. And that is it in a nutshell. I could go on about how we would do it. And I had B here, when you look at it, I have potential future management scenarios. I put everything on the chalkboard, everything, including subbing everything out. Just is all got to be looked at, open. And one of the things that I was going to start doing with my responsibilities towards the county is gathering up some meetings where we have the county engineer, because we got to deal with, is this a flood issue or what is it going to be? I can see Amy one of these days when a big flood comes through, where that big culvert is getting washed away, and who's going to pay for that? And some of this stuff needs to be talked about way in advance before we end up behind the 8 ball. So there's those kind of things. Are we going to chip seal forever? Because chip sealing is going to cost us 3 times more than what a paved road costs. Are we going to manage? Are we going to have the same kind of management when maybe Sean's not here and somebody? How are we going to? Good question for you, Marty, in public comment. It's not easy to find a jack of all trades guy that knows how to operate and maintain and buy equipment and deal with it. You've been in the business a long time. How many people do you see that have those capabilities that you're even connected with?
Most of the people that are like that own their own business.
That's
usually the guys that run their own business.
Yeah, so they're far and few between is what you're saying.
Yes.
So I'm just looking at how we're gonna manage things into the future, not looking at chop anybody's heads off yet or anything like that. And make sound decisions for what we need to do in the future with everybody involved, or at least people that are interested in it. Just need to start thinking about that. And so I'm gonna start talking with the county, I'm gonna start putting meetings together with the right people to determine what we can do to improve our financial situations and move forward on things that don't look like we can do it without county help. Could be including how we deal with the special plan area and the build out of those things, kind of things. None of this has really been addressed by even the planners at the county, so it's kind of a very difficult thing that I don't look forward to, but needs to be done. So there's where I'm going. That's my future goals for what I think we need to be looking at. If anybody has any comments or anything want to add? Oh, no, they can, I know, they can have all the comments they want. No action. We're not making any action. Yes.
Jen Morrison for the record.
Yes,
I've got a comment. I'd just like to know, I just like to tell you, thank you for thinking in the future. And for all four of you, we voted. The community voted, and you guys are on the board. And Mr. Todd, you made a mention, a meeting or so ago, that Sean was eventually gonna retire, and we would not know how good he was until he retired. I would like to see a succession plan, because I plan to be driving on these roads for 20 or 30 more years. So a succession plan on what happens when Sean leaves would be nice. So for you guys, Mr. Brightmeyer, great. I'm glad to have you on the board. I've seen you on the board before. But I hope that you can all come together and put a succession plan together. on that.
The logistics are still up in the air, but I do understand what you're saying. Thank you.
I'm a big proponent of growing your own. And I like apprenticeships, because then people know what's coming. And it would thrill me to death if we could get somebody in here that would, that could take what Sean knows, which is extensive, and get that institutional memory for themselves before he does retire. And so exactly what you're saying, I did that in the Army. I had everybody do a succession plan. It was, worked out
And
very well.
succession plans cost money, because you have to get the people trained and get them involved, and sometimes you have two of the same people doing something, or how those logistics work. That's what I'm beginning to think about, how do we do this? I'm not gonna just say this is what I think we ought to do, but
No, I just said I'm a proponent of that. I don't, it may not work out.
it'll be slow. It won't be a fast process, and hopefully I can come up with a meeting a month or something in the county and make some sense of this for all of us.
So, Greg, how do we proceed with this? Do we put it on the agenda for next month and talk about it? What do we
I
do?
want everybody's, I want the board's kind of approval to have their okay that, yeah, I should be doing this because it's part of the president's and upper management's responsibility to move things forward in the right fiduciary way, finances and everything like that, including people and management. And it gets, it's a utility, and we need to run it like a utility and look at what we can do and make the best of judgments we can.
And don't forget, May 3rd to May 14th or something like that.
March.
March? Okay,
March.
March. GIG board positions. There'll be plenty of them.
3.
Okay, no, we're going on to. I lost my agenda. Here we go.
Correspondence.
New business, correspondence. Robin
Okay.
Pike.
We have correspondence. We were part of the OSHA audit for last year. They've also selected us again for this year. I guess they like us. So all the forms were filed. We received acknowledgement of that. I don't know if this is still accurate, but Mr. Evans notified me that the Palomino Farms tentative subdivision map hearing is scheduled for March 3rd. It was a tentative hearing date. I don't know if that's changed.
Okay.
I got an update from Kathy Glathar on the items that she's working on that are pending, which is Appendix A for the employee handbook and job descriptions update, Appendix D on the summary of aggregate surfacing projects, and the compensation section. She's also working on the water rights assessment extensions and sale. And she's working on the roadway easements research project.
I'd like the water rights assessment to be turned over to you at this point.
Okay,
If I hear the board members say no, then we'll back up, but other than that, I think you're quite capable of doing that.
okay. I'll let her know and get her information. And then on the roadway easements research project, I'm not sure what you want to do as far as, she's done with that, so just wait until you all make a decision next month.
Roadway research.
The easement
Easement.
project,
Oh, easement, that's for next month. That's
Yeah,
next
okay,
month. We
next
gotta-
month.
The attorney and people gotta finish up on that, yeah.
okay.
We will.
And then we received a notice from Western Nevada Materials on April 1st. There will be a price increase, which I'll give this to Sean. And American Ready Mix also informed us that as of April 1st, there will also be a price increase. Let's see. And that's it. That's all I have for correspondence. And
Yeah, no, she's doing.
Can I make a
Oh,
quick-
sure, I'm sorry.
Wayne Mortensen for the record. When I was looking back at the meeting minutes, the topic correspondence, what they did back in 2012 at least, was they included the new road requests, whether they emailed or verbally told, and a lot of the road requests were verbally told to the president at the time. So can we get that added to the correspondence on what road requests have been submitted?
There should be a record that you have, that you can go to the
Well-
website on and see all
yeah,
that.
there's a spreadsheet. I don't get any of the ones that Sean gets verbally, so I don't know.
So we need to consolidate those so everybody knows what the total is. in terms
Okay,
of
so-
requests.
Well, what I want from the community, from my perspective, is I want to know the road request was accepted. That doesn't happen.
They're all accepted.
No, okay.
No, they haven't been, Sean.
Oh,
They have not been.
okay.
And you know what I'm talking about. The
Well,
end of Yellowtail Road.
We want a more succinct management of road requests.
Well, I'd like transparency of when
I
a road.
understand what you're
Yeah.
saying.
And just,
I've been polite. I've been polite. I can manage that a little bit better. That shouldn't be too hard. Don't let me forget, Robin, or I'll get chewed out later.
Okay. And I'll work with Sean. We'll get that coordinated a little bit better. And then,
I think it's a reasonable, McMurray, I think it's a reasonable request, as long as.
Totally is.
And
I'm with you.
if there is, if it is, or something tonight, reasonable.
Yes,
Exactly, and I would get a reason.
yes. Totally with you.
I can have that in.
This thing here, oh, you got it? That, I'm sorry, that's not.
It's this one here.
It's pretty thorough, once you begin to
Oh my
understand.
gosh.
Here, Sean, I got it.
some of the
You got it?
abbreviations.
Okay.
Now, but there's
There's
only,
where it's our, it has the designation up on top.
And so, yes, sir.
sorry.
That's okay.
Wayne Martinson for the record. When I submitted road requests for Yellowtail, they never showed up on that sheet. That's why I want more transparency in the requests.
Okay.
So it's a nice piece of paper if it is accurate, Sean.
I don't make that.
No, come on. Okay,
Uh,
we're
so-
not-
so
it's
I will
my-
work-
It's
I
my
will work with-
responsibility to
Yeah.
see it happen. You guys direct it to me.
I'll work with Sean to get any verbal requests he gets so that those get on the form, because I only do the ones that
He has
come in
not
email.
verbally gave me.
No,
It's
He sent it
okay.
in.
Well, and it probably got put on the next month, but I'm not sure.
No, it was never on there.
Okay. I either didn't receive it or I usually
No,
acknowledge them.
you did receive it,
Okay.
but for whatever reason.
I do
Anyway,
wish one
28,
thing
sorry.
right now, it's we almost through this agenda, and, it's nice, not nice outside, so, we need to get everybody home too. So,
Okay.
calendar, you got that done? Board
Bas-
members and staff items, topics of future agenda statements relating to items not on the agenda, announcements for information only, no discussion action will be taken on this item.
Yes, I
Yes.
have something, but we didn't go over the calendar.
That's why I said calendar, done.
I didn't get a chance to answer you.
Just writing the notes.
Oh, we
Um,
had two, you're right. Thank you, Julie.
so basically we have to, I don't have to send anything into the Department of Taxation because there's no changes in the tax rate, but that was on the calendar. For next month, we will have to determine who the auditor will be, and I'll have basically the quotes from 3 different auditors if I can get
And a
them,
recommendation,
and a
and
recommendation,
a staff report.
and a staff report. Absolutely. And that's basically it on the calendar.
Okay. Now we're going to item 11. Board member and staff items.
I would like to thank Robin and Angie because we got a public records request. And it was very extensive, and I want to thank them for putting in all the work to get that done in a timely manner. So they did a great job. Thank you. And I would also like to, on the next board meeting on the agenda, I would like to take over some of the things that Kathy was doing and take them over and work with Robin on them to get them done.
Please talk with Robin and split up the
Okay.
workload. Let me know what you guys decide.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Board member staff items, anything else? Nevada? Mr. Marshall,
No, sir.
not me. I got that one item that I talked about, and that's it. Public comment on matters not listed on the agenda. Any further public comment? Hearing none, we'll go on to adjournment.
I'll make a
to
motion.
adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
Second? Take your pick. They both said the same thing.
Take a vote.
Aye.
And,
All in favor?
all those in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn. We're out.
At 7:58.
All right.
Let's